Stephen Howson, full-time Devils. Manchester United have come away from the Olympic Stadium with 3 points. And I won't say well-deserved this time. Unlike in recent games where we've been the better side by far, we've been on top, we've been dominating, we've been pushing hard for chances. I actually think West Ham created more chances than us today. I need to check the stats, to be honest. But it was a hard-fought one. Ultimately, hard-fought and maybe well-deserved in the back end of it. But I can't say well-deserved like it has been in previous weeks. We had to work for that. It wasn't a vintage Manchester United performance. It wasn't the best performance of Mourinho's era. It might have been one of our worst performances for 10 weeks or more. Maybe since we lost at Fenerbahce. But we got the 3 points, and it's a massive 3 points. Manchester United are now looking up at that table. We're on parity with Spurs. We're a point behind Arsenal, and we're 3 points off Manchester City. One win with all the results going our way could leave us level on points in third place. Think about that. Only 2 points off Liverpool. And like we said, Chelsea are probably already too far gone, but do you know what? We are in the fight. We are collecting wins. We are going in the right direction. So just got to take it one game at a time and see what happens every single time we come out. And this is the difference that we've been able to put together. A lot of people said this squad can do Thursday, Sunday, and we can do it with the Europa League and all the rest of it. Well, evidence suggests otherwise. Evidence shows us that when the Europa League started and really got into the thick of it in October and November, we struggled to convert that into wins on the back end of those games. And we lost form. Now we've got no Europa League. We've just gone on win after win after win after win. I hope we can build up enough of momentum and we can understand what works for the team and what our first choice 11, what our second choice 11 is, what our options off the bench are. And then when we come into the knockout stages of the Europa League and into the latter stages of the Premier League, we know what we're doing and it doesn't affect us too badly. Because that's where I think we're potentially going to come unstuck. I think we're able to beat whatever's put in front of us at the moment. But I do think that too many matches in a week, not rotating enough, that's the sort of thing that's going to knock us down. Jose Mourinho got it absolutely spot on again today with his substitutions. Mata for a defender was... I have to admit, I was going, that's kind of crazy. Let's see where this goes. Maybe it was right with West Ham only having 10 men. They wasn't really offering much apart from set pieces where there was a threat, but they wasn't playing football against us. They was literally just waiting for the special teams to come on and start flinging in set pieces to us. So maybe it was the right idea. Tell Carrick to cover, send Rojo to left back and carry on as you are. Put Mata on, have him try and find space. Then he brings on Marcus Rashford around about the hour mark. He's been on the pitch, a few minutes maybe? And he goes past the player, shows some unreal composure in a penalty area and slides it in for Juan Mata with the deftest, most beautiful of only the way Juan Mata does finishes. Moments after a massive save from David De Gea. It was a little bit straight at him, but you know what? It was still a massive, massive save. If that's 1-0 at that time, I really don't see Manchester United coming back from this. And as the game was wearing on, I was thinking, I'm not really sure that bringing on Smalling at this time for Mkhitaryan, so just to switch it back. It wasn't even going ultra defensive, it was just to switch it back to a 4-3-3. But he did it, and we managed to get away with an offside Zlatan goal. But do you know what? Look at this face. I don't give a flying fuck. I'm happy that we got an offside goal because, do you know what? It's about time some of these decisions started turning for us. Is it going to balance itself out by the end of the season? Well, we need 20 more controversial decisions to go in our favour, so I can't see that happening. But it's nice to be on the end of some bad refereeing decisions, and that's what it was, right? It's just poor refereeing. That's all it was when it goes against us. That's all it is when it goes for us. It's poor referees. The referees do need to be sorted out because it's just not acceptable. I'd been fuming if I was a West Ham fan because on reflection, I've actually seen the tackle from Faguli, and do you know what? It's a foul. It's not a red though. It is reckless a little bit, but I think you can argue, and I'm sure Mike Dean is going to argue that it's a sending off offence because when you go by the letter of the law, it says reckless. It doesn't say anything about studs up 1 foot or 2 foot in the rules. It says reckless and not in control, and he will be able to argue that he was reckless and not in control. Therefore, it's a sending off offence. But we all know you don't always just take it to the letter of the law. You've got to apply a little bit of common sense to it. And by the same rule, Marcus Rojo should have been sent off. I admitted that freely at the time. I was like, Marcus, what are you doing? That's a red card and a ban. It's poor referees on both counts. Poor referees. Mike Dean bottled it, but then he bottled it even more with Coyote in the second half because he went through Mkhitaryan from behind, reckless, 2 feet over the ball. That was a red card. So you can say it balances it out. Zlatan scored a goal that didn't stand and should have stood the other day. He scored a goal that was a little bit offside today, and it did count. Ultimately, which one would have counted more? You don't know. Because going in 1-0 at half-time against Borough might have been a good thing for us. Going up 2-0 there today when they was pushing for a goal might have made all the difference. So that might have been a key goal. we will never know. Poor referees are having too big of a say in these games. That's all I've got to say. In terms of anybody else, Marcus Rashford, we have to talk about Marcus Rashford. Bringing him on against tired teams is a genius move, because Marcus Rashford's number one asset is his electrifying pace and determination, his absolute relentlessness. Now, it's obvious when you start him and when he tires at the same rate everybody else is tired. When you bring him on against 10 men with 30 minutes to go, it's almost not fair. And it was brilliant to see. Marcus Rashford was using his assets, coming inside, showing what he's a good provider for other people as well. And he was unlucky not to get more out of the game than he already got. Excellent cameo performance there from Marcus Rashford, showing that he can be an asset out wide, he can be an asset later in games. And I don't understand everyone clamouring for him to start all the time. He's still very young, he's still very raw, he's still got a hell of a lot to learn, but he's a fantastic option from the bench. And I think Reading in the Cup at weekend, that might be an option where you say, actually, let's have a look at Marshall down the middle, let's have a look at Rashford down the middle, and let's have a look at one of the others alongside him. Give the big fella a break, he's going to need it, he's got a long season. He's already off on 1 goal for this year. Can he score another 49 to match what he's already done in 2016? I, for one, hope so, because Zlatan is proving them all wrong time after time after time after time, and it's absolutely fantastic. Mkhitaryan didn't have his best of games away from home. Maybe that's something that we're going to have to see. Maybe that was something that Jose Mourinho was talking about, where he says he needs to adapt to the Premier League, go into tough places like that. But West Ham, as I said earlier, didn't want to play football with us. They literally just wanted to sit back and see what we could offer to them, and then go for the set pieces. And it was a poor game of football, in truth. It took a lot to get going. We didn't really have many opportunities in the first half. As they tired because of the 10 men, we definitely got more chances. But this is a big win for us now, because that puts the pressure on the teams above us. And I was hoping teams would drop more points. I think Liverpool play Chelsea soon. I'm not even asked if Liverpool win there. If Chelsea win that again there, because I think Chelsea are too far ahead. Let them keep going. The league's probably gone. Let's just knock the points off everybody around us. I still think that Manchester United are going to come cruising up into second place, and we will see what happens. We've opened up a gap now between 6th and 7th. Us and Tottenham are on the same points. And everyone's starting to look a little bit close all around us. Everyone's going to start looking over their shoulders. Pep's already started losing his minds, bottled it completely now, saying that he's not going to stay here for very long. He can already see the end of his career. Isn't he one of the youngest managers in the league? That was why I did not want Pep Guardiola, ladies and gentlemen. If he was prepared to walk away from his boyhood club, where he was a player, where he became the manager and he won 2 trebles with them, then he's got no problem walking out on Bayern Munich or Manchester City or even Manchester United if he came here. That's the character of the man. So you can have him, City. You're absolutely welcome to him. He's a fraud. Anyway, thank you for watching. Get your comments in below. Who was your man of the match? And the fan cams will be coming up very soon, so keep it lots of Full-Time Devils. And we'll be back at 8 in the morning with Transfer Daily, live on YouTube. So 8 o'clock in the morning, back on YouTube to check out Transfer Daily, where you can have your say about all the big goings on. I think Adam's on it, so check that out. See you in a bit.